The Battle of Antietam was fought near Sharpsburg, Maryland on September 17, 1862. The 10th Maine was part of the newly formed 12th Corps under a brand new corps commander by the name of Joseph King Fenno Mansfield, a Mexican War veteran primarily known for his work on constructing Fort Pulaski in Georgia. Mansfield brought the 10th Maine onto the battlefield between 7:15 and 7:30 the morning of September 17th. He was ordering the men into place, giving commands, when he was along a section of the battlefield known as the East Woods. There, he was talking to Captain William Jordan of Company C of the 10th Maine. Jordan, a short man, was standing on a ledge. Mansfield was on his horse. Mansfield was concerned and complaining that the men of the 10th Maine were firing into their own men. He believed they may have been General Joseph Hooker's men of the 1st Corps retreating. Jordan and other men of the 10th Maine said, "No, General, they're Confederates, they're Rebs." Mansfield looked and said, "My goodness, you're right." And as he turned, Captain Jordan noticed a red spot on his white shirt. Major General Mansfield, 12th Corps commander, was seriously wounded. He would later die the next morning at the line farm. In the late 1880s, the regimental historian of the 1st, 10th, and 29th Maine, John Mead Gould of Portland, a man who was totally committed to the correct history of the regiment during the war, was involved in some controversy with a lieutenant from the 125th Pennsylvania by the name of Dunnigan. That lieutenant claimed that Mansfield was shot not with Captain Jordan and the men of the 10th Maine, but rather with his regiment, the 125th Pennsylvania. Well, this enraged John Gould, and he was not going to stand for it. He did a couple things to prove that the men of the 10th Maine were with General Mansfield when he received his mortal wound. He traveled to the Antietam battlefield and he commissions a sign. The sign says, "General Mansfield, mortally wounded here in front of the 10th Maine Regiment." And he places that sign on the battlefield in the East Woods where General Mansfield received the wound with the 10th Maine. He would also write a booklet, and that booklet was published, and he was sure to send that booklet to libraries throughout the country because he wanted to ensure that the correct story, the story he believed, and a true story, was that General Mansfield, the 12th Corps commander, was killed while with the 10th Maine on the battlefield of Antietam that morning on September 17, 1862.